Hey there, hola, como estas, friends and family from all over the world. Your man, the one and only, the original Globe Master, Yafusu. Back at you one more time today, baby. Now, today's letter is from a brother, Alfredo Gonzalez, at Alfred Gonzo, from Oxnard, California. And his question is mighty simple. I like questions like this. He said, Globe Master, my name is Yao Fosu, by the way. He said, Globe Master, I'm looking for a wife. My simple question for you is, do foreign women make better wives than American or westernized women? Very simple and straight to the point. I like your question, Alfredo. His question, he want to know, do foreign women make better wives than the American, the so-called Americanized woman? Now, Mr. Alfredo, I'm going to try to make it as simple and as fast as I can because I took a lot of notes to answer you, all right? Let's get to it. First of all, the first thing I want to say to you, brother, is women, chicas, señoritas are women no matter where you are on this planet. Women are women and they all want the same things. Okay? So, I think I'm going to rephrase your question, all right, and put it this way. Maybe you should have asked me a question like, are women in America or women overseas raised to be wives since you are looking for a wife? Okay? That should be the question. Are women in America or women overseas, which ones are raised to be wives? Okay? Now, remember, your man here, Yafosu, I like to give pros and cons to everything that I say. Okay? Whether you find a wife here in America or overseas, like yours truly, there are pros and cons to everything on this planet. Okay? So the best thing you can do, brother, is my number one motto. Do research. If you're going to get involved, seriously involved with any female, whether it's domestic or foreign, here or abroad, do major research or you are cheating yourself. All right? Research is the best thing you can do before you get seriously involved with any woman here or there. Now, I'm about to say something here. Typically, women that are born and raised overseas usually tends to be better wives than women that are born and raised here in America and other Western European countries. Now, listen, before the females come for me, I'm not saying there are no good women here in America. I'm not saying that. Okay? I was raised here in America. My sister was raised here in America. Listen, there are good women here in America. But if you don't do research, which most of us don't do, including myself back in the days, you end up making horrible mistakes. All right? Now, even here in America, you can find a foreign woman. And what I mean by a foreign woman is like, there are women born and raised here in America to foreigners. Okay? You may see them, you may like them because maybe because of their religion or their culture. But if you don't do research, right, you end up with a Mia Khalifa. Oh yeah. Now, if you know who Mia Khalifa is, you need Jesus in your life. And if you don't, you do some research. Oh heck, I'm gonna tell it like it is. A woman born or a girl born in America, it doesn't matter if she's born to Arab parents. She may go to a Muslim school, wear the hijab or whatever, right? But she could be corrupted. And this girl that I'm talking about, Mia Khalifa's case, she was born to, I think, Pakistani parents. Yeah, because my boy Amir is Pakistani. Raised here in America, wear the hijab. If you look at this girl, this woman, you will never think she could do the things she did. She turned out, I don't know who the hell turned her out, but she turned out to be a porn star and ended up doing gangbangs and all kinds of crap. Okay? And there are a lot of girls born in this country with foreign backgrounds. If you see them, you may think they're very conservative, but behind closed doors, they are trashy as trashy can be. I don't have my share, a couple of them, and I'm just telling the truth. All right? Now, there are some families here in America, sometimes especially our Africans, right? Their daughter, and they know it. They know. I've seen 3 times American girls born to African parents here, right here in New York City. I don't even have to go to other states to talk about this, right? That are born right here, raised here in America. These girls have terrible history, right? If you don't know them, you may think they're angels, but believe me, they've been ran through. And if you're not careful, if you see them around your family, you may think they are good girls, they are good women. And that family, especially their father, will be quick to dump her on you, pressure you to marry her, and you have no idea. You have no idea the history of that girl. Okay? I know. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give 2 examples. I know this girl from Ivory Coast, right? We all grew up in the same neighborhood. Very beautiful, sexy looking girl. Now, she got married about 5-6 years ago. Some poor innocent dude. See, this is why I always say, fellows, do research. Please do research on a woman before you wife her. Because this female I'm talking about, bro, I know 2 other guys, including yours truly, that ran through her over 10 years ago. Right? I was invited to her after wedding party. I was there. I saw another dude that had ran through her years ago, just like I did. And we looking at this poor sap, thinking this girl is innocent. Anyway, let me move on from that. I also know another guy, and this guy is actually a Muslim, right? he was being pressured. This guy was dumping his daughter on him. But he got smarter though. He did a little research. And later on he found out, just before he was about to marry her, that that girl actually has been molested by her own father when she was young. You see this? If he didn't do research, he was dumping her, a molested woman. Listen, any girl that's been molested by her own father, listen, it don't even have to be her father. It's spiritually and psychologically effed up. If you're not careful, they will dump one of these women on you if you don't do your research, right? Now, if you do research and you are patient, you could find a great woman to marry here in America. You don't even have to travel, because there are good women here. But if you need to travel, you got to do research over there too. You can't just fly to another country, see a girl because she's pretty, and you just fall head over heels for it. I know a couple of saps that done lost fortunes because they were thinking with that instead of this, because they saw a pretty face. I'm gonna get to that. Now, you see, out here in the West, especially here in America, most of us, whether we are choosing a natural American girl or a girl with foreign parents, usually we choose the aesthetics first. You know, we look at the, listen, I did it in my late 20s. Hooked up with a girl. Let me put it this way. I got fooled by a big booty and a smile. Lessons of life. Okay? I was fresh out of a divorce. A big booty and a smile was giving me all the booty I could ever wanted, right? I was getting laid as much as I wanted. I wasn't thinking with this, I was thinking with that. What came out of it? A baby. Look, I love the child. I take care of the child. A baby. And 18 years of headache. Financial headache. Okay? You can learn from my mistake. Now, what makes women that are raised in other countries different from women that are raised here in the good old USA? Right? Like I said before, there are pros and cons to even finding a woman overseas. All right? Look, most females that are born and raised overseas, I could say about 80 to 90% of them are raised through a two-parent home. Father's home, mother's home. And they are raised to be wives. Okay? From childhood, they are raised to be wives. I'll give you some examples. Now, my subscribers and those who have watched my old videos have seen my wife. My wife is a Filipina from the Philippines. Right? Now, I remember the very first time I went to the Philippines with her. Right? It all clicked. From the very first day, it all clicked just like that. To me, how my wife is the way she is. Okay? I remember seeing her she had two little nieces from her sisters, right? Or over there, you know, cousins or sisters or whatever. Because over there they live in large family units. And one was 10 years old, one is like 8 years old. I saw the 8-year-old girl standing on a chair because she's not even tall enough to look over the stove. Standing on a chair next to her grandma, cooking with her grandmother. I was blown out of my mind. I was like, now I see. My wife was raised the same way. 10-year-old girl, hand washing clothes. These are things that you see in foreign countries. You're not going to see a 10-year-old girl here in America hand washing clothes. The machine does everything for her. Okay? So these girls are raised. They are taught how to become wives by practice. Okay? They watch their mothers, they watch their grandmothers, their aunties. Everything they do, they start learning doing things at an early age to become a wife. Because you see, in a lot of foreign countries, especially in Asia and some countries in Africa, and even Latin America too, by 25 to 27, if a woman hasn't locked down a husband, she's being looked at funny. By 30, she's called leftover. She is called a leftover woman. And guess what? Majority of Asian men don't want to marry a woman over 30. They will smash, but they're not going to marry her. There are some countries like that. Especially if the woman already have like a child, she's done for. Or children by another man, she's done for. She can only give her body away to other men. But marriage, it's not going to happen. I've seen these things in Ghana too. My parents are Ghanaian by blood. I'm Ghanaian by blood. I've been to Ghana several times. I have traveled around the world. In Ghana, same just like the Philippines, 12-year-old girl, you see her cooking, washing clothes. Now you see, if you see a girl that comes from a foreign country and she don't know how to do housework, chores and things like that, it means she came from an extremely rich family. Oh yeah, they are very wealthy families overseas, and their daughters are spoiled. They have maids and shit. They don't do nothing. Now, if you're a man and you get connected with one of those broads, they are even worse off than women born and raised here in America. You don't want that. If you don't do research, you could end up with something like that. Right? Been to Belize in Central America, seeing the same thing just like the Philippines. Young women learning how to cook, learning how to wash. You see them just like in the Philippines. In Belize, you could see a young girl being sent out to the market. In the Philippines, they call it the palenque, to do shopping. They'll go do the grocery shopping and bring it home. So psychologically, by the time they are 15, 16, they already been built up to know how to be a wife. Can you say that about Western European women? It's very rare, right? Now, Some of the saddest things that I see sometimes, and I hope if you are planning to travel, you don't do some of these mistakes I'm about to list. All right? It's when you see a brother go to, how can I put it nicely? Since this is YouTube, I'm going to put it as this. Some brothers go to countries that are very, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, that are pretty much brothels. Like, listen, if you're going to Thailand, I have been to Thailand myself. If you're going to Thailand, it doesn't matter if you are black or white. If you're going to look for a wife in Thailand, you're playing yourself. Listen, there are countries like Dominican Republic. They have beautiful women. Colombia, they have beautiful women. Brazil, beautiful women. Even Belize that I've been to. Oh, the most gorgeous women you could ever see. Right? You have great, good women. But if you don't do your research, this new generation of passport bros, I see a lot of them make this mistake. If you're going to Sosua in the Dominican Republic, if you fall in love in Sosua, you are the biggest fucking idiot to ever live. That's a brothel town. It's like going to the Philippines and going to Angeles City to look for a wife. Going to Thailand and going to Phuket to look for a wife. And guess what? This is where majority of foreigners that go to these countries go to. Whole towns. They don't have the patience to go to the real part of the countries where women are real women. If you go to Manila today, you can find pay for play as soon as you walk out of your hotel. And actually see some fools wifing some of these women. Let me tell you something. If you're looking for a woman, a foreign woman, right? There's one thing you got to know. Men in those countries, they know what pretty women looks like too, okay? Majority of these women that are in the streets that you guys are bumping into, right? They had children by the age of 14, 15, 16. They started having children. By the time they are 25, they done had 4 or 5 children. And since no man in the Philippines or Dominican Republic, Colombia, the natives, they don't want to be with these hoes. And you know, you could be fooled because I know this dude that went to the Philippines, married this beautiful, gorgeous woman, brought her here, New Jersey, Hoboken. Okay? Now, if you see this girl, the first time I saw her personally, you will never think she even had a child before. And she already had four children. She was hiding 3 of them with her mother in the province, in the village. This dude thought she only had a child. He rushed. Before you know, within a year, the girl was here, living with her in New Jersey. And that's how I'm speaking to you right now. That's not even my business. So let me move on from that. This can happen to you if you don't do research, if you don't take your time, right? So don't think just because women out there are raised to be wives, all of them are better than the ones here in America. You can be fooled anywhere. foreign or domestic, if you don't do research, right? The fools, there are some fools that go to foreign countries, Philippines, DR. How the hell are you going to go from America to the Philippines, DR, Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela, and be with a woman that already have 3 children because she got a big booty? When in these countries, good women, I'm talking about the quality women, are a dime a dozen because they don't do research. You see? Let's talk about body count. Body count. Now, you know, and I know, here in America, if you are not careful, you can run into a girl as pretty as Brittany Renner. I will use her as an example. Brittany Renner, I think she's like 30 to 32, the most. On Club Shay Shay, talking about her body count is, she said, I think 31, 30 something. That means she's like, she got a body count for every year she's been alive. And between you and I, you know she's lying. As far as I'm concerned, if a girl tells me her body count is 30, I believe her body count is really like around 90. Females, young females in this generation in America, if you're not careful and you wife one of these hoes, their body count, it's like that Ivorian girl I was talking about. And this poor sap have no idea. He done wifed her. That can happen to you, right? If you're going overseas, of course, you will find that beautiful, feminine, submissive woman. If that's what you want to do, Mr. Alfredo, you will find that if you don't do research, by the time you find out the truth, you are too deep to come out. And you find out that she got 3 children hiding in the village with her mother or her grandmother. And you done invested too much. Just like what happened to that guy in Hoboken. You done invested too much. He found out the truth. They are no longer together. But he played himself because this boy done wasted so much money. Listen, I'm going to end this video because it might get too long. Listen, research, research, research. Okay? Women are like cars. Okay? If you want an American car, I done gone through a bunch of vehicles in my life too. If you want an American car, right? You can have a great American car. Like the last American car I had, 2006 Lincoln Town car. Okay? You could drive that mother effer to 400,000 miles and it's still ticking. Great freaking car. Or you can have a mother effing Chrysler Sebring that will break down after 20,000 miles. This is true. Because I know a buddy that was buying a Chrysler Sebring. And I told him, I was like, fool, this car, why do you think this guy is getting rid of this car? The car was just 15,000 miles. Why do you think this guy is already getting rid of this car at 15,000 miles? because it's a freaking headache already. He didn't listen to me. By 20,000 miles, he was getting rid of it. He said, bro, I should have listened to you. This car is garbage. He didn't do research, right? So you have the good American car, which is a Lincoln Town car, and you have the crappy American car, which is the Chrysler Sebring. Let's go to the foreign. You can have a great foreign car, like I'm in right now. I drive a Toyota Camry. This car right here is awesome. It may not be the best looking car, but I'm telling you, reliability, I can always count on this car, right? Or you could buy a foreign car, a Fiat 500. Now, I don't know which one is better, a Chrysler Sebring or a Fiat 500. Cutest little foreign car you could ever have, and that car will break down on you 15 to 20,000 miles. So if you don't do research, these are some of the things that will happen to you. So I'm gonna end it. You can find a good woman here. You can find a good woman overseas, but you gotta do research. It is true, women overseas are raised more feminine and raised to be wives. Yes, that is very true. But if you don't do research, you'll find a very beautiful, feminine, submissive wife from overseas. And especially if you're dumb, if you're stupid, and you bring her over here, it will turn out to be a horror show for you. Hey, I'm going to end it here, man. Name is Yalfosu, the original Globe Master. Take care of yourself. God bless. I salute you. And cheers. Thanks for your letter.